Hello, I'm Voidlust. I bet you're dying to dive right in and learn how to use Mr. Voxel, right? Well, there are a few essential things you will need to understand about Voxelmancy before you can get the most out of Mr. Voxel. I promise, I will try to make it as quick and painless as possible so you can start putting Mr. Voxel to use right away. So what is Voxelmancy? Simply put, Voxelmancy is a term created by the community to describe the manipulation of an individual voxel. This can be used to change existing shapes, or create custom shapes based on your needs. Is Voxelmancy really needed, you may ask? Well, technically, the answer is no. But the realization people are starting to come to is that Voxelmancy is indeed necessary in order to be able to build to our full potential. Artistic design and Voxelmancy have a symbiotic relationship. If you are just using one or the other, you are not using all the tools at your disposal. This does not mean that everyone must learn every discipline. If you are a technical builder without any artistic sense, recruit some friends that are better with the artistic side, and you can help them with their technical problems in return. Assuming you would like to learn Voxelmancy, here are the bare essentials you need to know to get going with Mr. Voxel. The most important aspect of Voxelmancy to learn is what a voxel is, and how it is manipulated in the world. We will be using the vocabulary set by Smokejumper in his post, The Inner Space of Voxelmancy, for these lessons. You can find the link to his post in the description below. When talking about Voxelmancy, there are only 4 terms that matter. Voxel, the point in space that is the end point of one or more vectors. Voxels will move around to create the various shapes you see around landmark. Vector, any line connecting 2 voxels together. Shape, any collection of vectors that outline an area, thus creating a contained shape. The default shapes are cubes, but voxels are easily moved around to create almost any shape. What is important to know is that no matter what you do, a shape will always have 8 voxels, regardless of what the physical appearance may be. There can never be more or less than 8 voxels for any shape. The 4th term is cube space. However, this goes beyond the realm of beginners, so we will not be covering it in this lesson. You can read more about it if you like in Smokejumper's post. Now that you know what a voxel is, we can move on to how a voxel acts in the world. Whenever a voxel is placed next to another, the adjacent voxels will be modified to fit or warp to the voxel that was just placed. We call this pasting dominance. Any item that you are pasting into the game is dominant. Here we will see a quick example. In this first attempt, we will copy the pole and paste it near the wall. As you can see, the wall is adjusted to the pole, which is dominant. Now let's try this again, but this time, we will copy the wall and paste it next to the pole. You can see now that the pole has warped to adjust to the wall, because the wall is dominant since it is the object we placed last. This is a critical point to know, since this is what the entire basis of Voxelmancy revolves around, and is how the most common tool for Voxelmancy works. The reactor. Reactors are the tools which we will use in order to manipulate voxels. All a reactor is 8 cube shapes, touching each of the 8 voxels of a center shape. This center shape is what we will be manipulating by moving around its 8 voxels. The Mr. Voxel learning tool will help you pick the corners of the reactor you would need to change in order to make each corresponding voxel of the shape move to the location you desire. This is accomplished by taking advantage of the pasting dominance and replacing corners of the reactor to manipulate the shape in the center. That covers the basics you will need to understand to start taking advantage of Mr. Voxel. There are many other aspects to Voxelmancy that are covered in depth in Smokejumper's post if you would like to learn more. Thanks for hanging in there, and I hope that you find Mr. Voxel useful in all your building endeavors. Take care.